What up? It's your boy Moody Montana, man. Silver Deal Podcast. Smoke and Think with Moody Montana, you know what I mean? Check this out, right? We got Judge Joe Brown up here giving us the intel on the Trump situation, you know what I mean? Like I've been saying, ain't no fucking way, you know what I mean? Ain't no fucking way, you know what I mean? You know, I'm gonna say what I gotta say after this, but you know, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? Because this shit crazy, you know what I mean? Yo, I like Trump. I'm a Trump supporter. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, you know what I mean? That man ain't become racist. That man ain't become shit like that. That man ain't become the underdog until he ran for president and start actually fucking winning. You know what I mean? When he got into the motherfucking office, god damn it, it was jobs for everybody. Niggas was working. Motherfuckers that I never even seen or thought would have a job had jobs. You know what I mean? $20 or better. You know what I mean? $20 or better an hour. You know what I mean? Niggas was working. You know what I mean? This the only president that touched the motherfucking hood. Even with the motherfucking unemployment and all that shit, you know what I mean? He touched the hood, you know what I mean? He touched the motherfucking United States. He stopped North Korea. He stopped a lot of shit from happening, you know what I mean? Brought the soldiers back, all that shit. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers was home with their families, you know what I mean? He released people from jail. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no other president was like this motherfucking president. And I don't even think he should run for president because he gonna spend 4 more years of motherfuckers trying to take him down. Of the motherfucking presidents and everybody else that y'all was motherfucking praising, but they sitting up here motherfucking robbing everybody. You know what I mean? Hell no, ain't no fucking way. You know what I mean? Look at this shit with Judge Joe Brown and peep the shit he talking about, you know what I mean? Cause this the real shit right here. You know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck everybody keep thinking that, man, check this shit out right here, you feel me?
What's happening with the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, right now?
You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and may be used, etc., etc. We know those as the Miranda rights. Miranda was not a nice person. But when you have law, a lot of times some of the most sacred principles are established through the aegis or the agency of somebody that's not nice. Now, if you're worried about downing Trump, you lose track of the fact that what you see, the indictments in New York, Florida, and Georgia are completely outside of the law. Take what this clown Bragg did in New York. Whether you like Trump or not, essentially what they did is indicted him for being the victim of a blackmail attempt. They said he attempted to bribe Stormy Daniels to remain silent. This guy didn't go to law school and didn't pay much attention when he was there, because when you flip the script as you were instructed first year, if you had to pay somebody to be quiet, you got blackmailed. So he's the victim of a felony. If you indict a corporation for failure to file an explicit report as to what the payout was, well, there was a court gag order, and if they filed the explicit report, they violated the court gag order. Okay, get to Georgia. I won't belabor all of the accounts, but I downloaded the 92-page indictment, and I was shocked to find that some of the crimes were that Trump is supposed to have advocated checking out Newsmax, Fox News, and some other conservative, religious-based news institutions. They're legal. Hell, I read them. So that's supposed to be somehow or another criminal now. All right, you get down to this thing in Florida, and they're talking about the documents. Well, let's forget what Trump did. Let's go back when he was not president of the United States and George Herbert Walker Bush was. There's a case from 1988, U.S. Supreme Court. It's called United States Department of Navy versus Egan, E-G-A-N. And if you read the concurring opinions, they say, since constitutionally the president is the commander-in-chief of the military and chief diplomat of the country, he has an inherent power to declassify or classify anything, any document, in any form, shape, or fashion he chooses. He can do what he wants with it because...
Yo. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Y'all hear this shit? And they really gonna take.
Because guess what? The mandate that causes it to be prepared says it is for the exclusive purpose of advising the president on the state of our intelligence versus what's going on in the world. So he also has a fiduciary responsibility, it's been held, that you do, once you take that oath, whether you are in office or not, it still binds you, and you have to make an assessment on whether archivists have appropriate security clearances. And also the other thing goes to this. Even if Congress comes up with a law that says he can't, well, that's unconstitutional. And Marbury versus Madison, 1803, 220 years ago, says if Congress passes an unconstitutional act, it is null and void. And that's what seems to be the case here. So you keep going into it.
That's exactly what the fuck they doing. But everybody know the law. It took a TV judge to come up here and say this shit. How the fuck a judge do that? It's like they being forced to do this shit. You know what I mean? When you know the fucking law, that's why he ain't even worried about that shit. Come on now, they tripping. They tripping. You know what I mean? And if they wasn't tripping, it's no fucking way he'll still be trying to be running for president and still be in the race for running for president. He'd have been eliminated. This shit crazy, yo.
And you find something that is very disturbing. Individuals belonging to a party are going to do the equivalent of a child in elementary school throwing something at another child and then running to the teacher and saying, teacher, he's going to hit me. You just wait until you go, my mommy picks me up, you won't be able to catch me. See, that's what it looks like. And the idea that three individuals are going to, or three little entities are going to deprive the American public of who they want to vote for is absolutely disturbing. Let's say it looks like the National Socialist Workers Party.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not familiar with that, the acronym for National Socialist Workers Party is Nazi, N-A-Z-I. And we remember Adolf and Heinrich and all those guys. And
let me ask this. Do you think they're going to put him in prison?
There's no way this should stand on appeal. What they want to do is take allowance of what Biden and Stennis and Byrd introduced 40 years ago, is legislation that allows a U.S. attorney for the specific purpose of crippling someone, bringing criminal charges, even if there is no chance of making them stick. This is what I said was happening when they started the prosecution of Dr.
Yo, what I was saying from the door, I was saying that shit from the door, like, I don't even know why the fuck they doing this shit. You know what I mean? Yo, this shit crazy, man. This shit crazy. He really having nigga problems. Trump got nigga problems. Hey, yo.
To Bill Cosby.
Hey, yo.
I said, this is so far on the wrong side of the Fifth Amendment, there's no way it would stand. Now, I've talked to Dr. Cosby personally several times since he got out, and they offered him immediately, we'll let you out 2 or 3 days if you'll just go along and concede. No way, he wouldn't. And the bottom line is, you can't violate the Fifth Amendment by saying one DA says we're not going to prosecute. Okay, so now he doesn't have any protection against being required in a civil matter to answer interrogatories. And then another DA coming in and saying, we're not bound by that, we're going to take his interrogatories and use them as the basis for our prosecution. He never admitted wrong. All he was doing was saying, hey, it was sex, drugs, and rock and roll, sex revolution when all this was going on. They got what they wanted. I didn't take advantage of them. But you see, those were constitutional principles that are more important than anyone's grievance because they impact all of us. That's what's scary about this whole thing.
Amazing. Short answer. What is the solution to all this mess?
Home training, but since we don't have home training, we have to get back to where we were 40 years ago, 45, 50, 60 years ago, which is churches, synagogues, mosques, temples, the public, the movies, the entertainment industry. The people start talking about character, making where you live a better, safer, more secure place filled with economic prosperity, sense of purpose, etc. Being brave and courageous, men and women of public peace, dignity, order, otherwise, where it's up to us to do this. Nobody's going to do it for us.
Yes.
Real talk. We just seen everything we need to see. We just heard everything we need to hear about this shit, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be no debate. It don't make sense, you know what I mean? If the shit don't make sense to you, I don't give a fuck what it is in life, you know what I mean? If it don't make sense to you, don't let somebody convince you. Don't let somebody make you or convince you into thinking that it is. You know what I mean? That it do make sense. It don't make sense. It don't make sense. You know what I mean? Don't fucking doubt yourself and listen to your motherfucking gut. You know what I mean? I ain't only talking about the Trump case. I'm talking about in life, period. You know what I mean? Because this shit is crazy out here. You know what I mean? No matter where you go, no matter where you at in life, you know what I mean? The further you get in life, the more they gonna fuck with you if you don't fuck with them. We see this shit happening with all these motherfucking celebrities, you know what I mean? Look at R. Kelly. That nigga shouldn't be facing that much fucking time. He should be home right now. Free R. Kelly. But like, yo, this shit crazy, man. Like, make sure y'all leave a like, comment, you know what I mean? Follow the page, you know what I mean? Subscribe. And, you know, get with me, man. This shit got me. It's crazy. The system fucked up, man. Later.